Some students are not able to join, they have browser problems. Why always you are asking me which lesson I am discussing? Why this fundamental doubt you are getting? The name of the lesson you see?
Sir, in your meeting, sometimes browser problem is occurring, sir.
Are you starting new lesson?
This is the lesson which we discuss for coming 10 days.
Sir, when start once more, I joined just now because here is some problem.
Problems will be there, man. Let us enjoy staying in problems, okay? Don't worry about problems. Problems will be there, okay? Tell me a person who is not having problems. Name any one person who has no problems. I have seen one fellow crying because he sees very bad. He has not done very well in the NEET exam. I have seen another fellow who is crying a lot because he got a poor rank. He could not get a government seat. I have seen one more fellow crying. He got a government seat, no doubt, but he feels medicine is very tough for him. I have seen another fellow who passed MBBS, but he could not get seat in PG, so he is crying. I have seen a doctor who could get seat in MD, he is crying. He wanted to have specialization in something related to heart, cardiology. He could not get seat there, he got seat in orthopedics. I have seen a cardiologist, my student, he is crying a lot. Why? Because when he was struggling to study a lot, the girl whom he loved married somebody else. And I have seen another fellow who married a lady whom he wanted, crying a lot. I asked, why are you crying? He said, this lady was quite different when I was loving. After marriage, she has shown her real face. She is a devil. I asked another fellow, you are happy, you have a wife whom you wanted, you have kids. He's crying a lot. I asked him, why are you crying? He says, my son is a dirty rogue, not doing his job. See, everybody is having a problem or the other. Problems will be there. Don't worry. They will be there. And only one fellow has no problem. Who is that fellow? Only one great personality has no problem. Who is he?
Allah.
He is Allah, none other than. Only Allah has no problems. Yes. We are ordinary human beings. So browsing problems will be there. Take them easy. Now, sir, the topic I am trying to discuss with you is alkali metals. I pointed out the first element of any group. Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. The very first element of any damn group behaves differently from the rest. For example, lithium chloride exists as LiCl2H2O. It takes two water molecules. This ability to take water molecules is not there in the chlorides of first group. Lithium is able to combine with nitrogen to give lithium nitride. The rest of the first group elements do not react with the nitrogen. The nitrate of lithium on heating decomposes to give lithium oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Whereas all other nitrates of first group on heating give just NaNO2 and half oxygen. No NO2. The lithium behaves differently. For example, if you take lithium carbonate, this fellow is dirty rogue, it decomposes easily to give CO2. Whereas Na2CO3, K2CO3, if you heat, nothing happens. It means lithium carbonate is unstable, whereas carbonates of all other metals are stable. It means first element is different from the rest. Because of the four reasons we said: small atomic size, absence of d orbitals, high electronegativity, high charge by radius ratio. We have seen that. Now, in the universe, sodium is most abundant element in first group, followed by potassium. The potassium ions are very important to transmit nerve impulse signals from brain to body parts. If potassium ions are not there, your body cannot work. If sodium ions are not there, you don't have BP. Your BP will drop like hell. So our body requires sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium ions. Calcium ions are not there, bones cannot be formed. Magnesium ions are not there, the food which we eat cannot be digested. So these ions, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium are very important. They are there in S block elements. And now, we are going to look at the trends in the group. All the 1A group metals, alkali metals, have NS1 configuration. Alkali earth metals have NS2 configuration in outer level. They generally have a tendency to lose electrons. Fellows who lose electrons are called reducing agents. Now we are going to look at, in close encounters, these ideas. Very important concept I am going to talk today about E0. What is E0? You will be seeing shortly. Now let us quickly scan the NCERT ones. Very quickly we scan and then go to the ideas. So this chapter name somebody is asking again and again, sir, it is S block elements. This topic we discuss very leisurely for about 10 days. Again somebody entered. If somebody enters means again I have to go back. Not there. So now every time going back is creating problems. Okay. Sir, the S block elements of the periodic table are those in which the last electron enters into outermost S orbital. Because S orbital can take only 2 electrons, you can have 2 groups. Had S orbital were taking 4 electrons, there could have been 4 groups in S block. As the S orbital can accommodate only 2 electrons, 2 groups of S block are possible. You know what is first group, what is second group. I already said lithium is used to treat mental disorders. Beryllium of 2A group or alkali earth metals is sweet in taste. In first A group, the francium is radioactive. In 2A group, the radium is radioactive. First group metals are called alkali metals because they react with water violently to give alkalis or bases. Second group elements are called alkaline earth metals. Earth means oxide. In nature, they exist, their oxides. All 2A group metals are making basic oxides except beryllium. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric. Earth crust means in the top layer of earth. Sodium, potassium are most abundant. Lithium, rubidium, cesium have low abundance in first group. Francium is least available. In second group, you can see calcium, magnesium are most abundant. Strontium, barium have low abundance. Beryllium is rare and radium is the rarest. Now, actually, one important aspect we see. Already we said the first element of any group behaves differently from the rest. The first element of a group shows resemblance with the second element of next group called diagonal relationship. We pointed out that lithium has a tendency to combine with nitrogen like magnesium. Lithium chloride exists as LiCl2H2 like MgCl2 Lithium carbonate decomposes to give CO2 like magnesium carbonate. Lithium combines with nitrogen like magnesium. These tendencies are not shown by other 1A group metals. Sir, the electronic configuration is NS1. Now you observe. The configuration of lithium is 1s to 2s1. Below 2s1, there is filled 1s orbital. Sodium, below 3s1, there is filled 2s2p orbitals. Potassium, below 4s, there is what? Again, I am saying, lithium below 2s1, there is filled 1s orbital. Sodium below 3s, there is filled 2s2p orbitals. For potassium below 4s, there is
3s and 3p.
And also there is empty 3d orbital. Suppose you put a balloon and put a shirt over it. You look very fatty. But do you think that your weight will increase proportionally?
No, volume increases.
Your volume appears bigger, but your mass remains lower. It means that your density will be less. It means the potassium has a lower density than sodium. Generally, down a group densities increase. For example, lithium has lower density than sodium. Rubidium has lower density than cesium. Cesium has lower density than francium. But potassium is an exception. Why potassium is an exception? It has empty 3d orbitals. The order of density is then lithium density is lower than sodium, sodium density is greater than potassium, potassium density is lower than rubidium, rubidium is lower than cesium, cesium is lower than francium. Amongst all first group metals, lithium has lowest density. Generally, these metals are highly reactive. They dangerously react with water. Why do they react? We see later. But they dangerously react with water to give metal hydroxides, which are strong bases. Therefore, these metals should be kept away from water or moisture. Hence, these metals are stored in kerosene or in carbon tetrachloride, something like that. You can't place lithium in kerosene because if you put lithium in kerosene, it will float. It's low density. So lithium is stored in wax wafers. The ability to react with water increases drastically down the group. Often cesium is stored in evacuated glass tubes. Notice these metals are highly reactive. Therefore, they don't exist as metals in earth crust. They exist as their salts. And it is very, very difficult to get these metals. Because of their ability to lose electrons, they easily lose electron and exist like plus ions, Na plus, K plus, Rb plus. These plus ions have very less tendency to take electrons. So there is nobody which can give electrons to these metal ions. Hence it is difficult to make these metals. Only by using electric current, by passing electric current through their molten salts, you can get these metals. Notice the atomic radii. The alkali metal atom has biggest atomic radius in any period. Down a group, the radii increases. It is true even alkaline earth metals. Because their atomic radii is very big, they can easily lose their valence electron to give M plus ion. Their ionization energies are very less. Down a group, the ionization energy is greatly decreased. Three fellows want to join. Okay. We are talking about S block metals. Their ionization energies are very low. Down a group, they are decreasing due to screening effects and due to bigger atomic radius. Notice that the ability of a positive ion to grab water molecules is called hydration, and energy released in this process is called hydration enthalpy. More is hydration enthalpy, more readily it takes water molecules. In aqueous solution, lithium ions take so many millions of water molecules. The hydrated lithium ion is much bigger in size. If you put in water, the size of lithium ions will be bigger because they get more hydrated, more water molecules around them. The hydrated sodium ion is smaller because it is less hydrated. If you look at hydrated ions, lithium hydrated ion is biggest, cesium hydrated ion is smallest. But in gas phase, if you look at Li plus ion is smallest, cesium ion is biggest. So the story in gas phase is different from the story in aqueous solution. Yeah, your behavior differs. See, you don't donate a rupee to a beggar. Even if the beggar is dying, you don't give 1 rupee. But your behavior sometimes changes. Sometimes you show a behavior where you donate 500 rupees to beggar because your girlfriend is standing nearby. The behavior radically changes if there is a girlfriend. The moment girlfriend goes, of course, one will pounce on the beggar and take back 1,000 rupees. Notice there is a drastic change in the behavior of these ions. In gas phase, lithium ion is smallest, but in aqueous solution, lithium ion is biggest. Lithium salts have an ability to take water, like magnesium. No other salt of 1A group can grab water molecules. These metals are white, soft, and light metals. Their softness increases down the group. Very interestingly, when these metals or their salts are kept in flame, their electrons valence shall easily get excited and de-excited. Therefore, they show beautiful colors. Anything that absorbs a part of visible light shows color. Notice, if it absorbs all the visible light, it appears black in color. Suppose if it reflects all the visible light, then it appears white in color. But if it absorbs a part of radiation, then it appears in color. For example, your green color leaves, they absorb red radiation. If they absorb red radiation, they reflect green radiation. Hence, they appear green in color. The red and green, red is absorbed, green is reflected. Red and green are called complementary colors. If you really mix red color with green color, take watercolors, you see white color. Notice, complementary colors are those which are mixing gives nearly white color.
In our religion, we will give
If anybody is absorbing a
donate
particular color, if anybody is absorbing a particular color, it looks in a complementary color to which it absorbs. The complementary color is the color of the light that is reflected. Now we are saying that the lithium has a crimson red color when kept in flame because it reflects a crimson red color. That is the sunrise red color. The sodium gives yellow color to flame, potassium gives lilac or violet color, rubidium gives a red violet color, and cesium gives blue violet color. The colors indicate actually which alkali, metal, salt you have taken. It is called qualitative test. You please observe the wavelength of the radiation. The wavelength of the radiation, which is emitted. As you see, the wavelength of the radiation emitted is decreasing. It means absorbed radiation wavelength is increasing. It means as you go down the group, they absorb very, very low energy radiation. Anyway, don't worry about all this. Try to remember the colors they impart. The color is due to the excitation and de-excitation of loosely bound valence electron in s orbital. This table is an important table. I want you to examine closely. Down a group, atomic number is increasing from 3 to 87. Atomic mass is increasing from 7 to 223. All their electrons in valence shell are ns1. Their ionization energies are decreasing down. As size is increasing, ionization energy drops. Their hydration energy released when water molecules are absorbed, is also decreasing. You should look at the absolute value, sir. The negative sign indicates energy release, positive sign indicates energy absorbed. Again, two fellows wants to join. So we are looking at this table. The hydration enthalpy is decreased down, ionization enthalpy is decreased down, the metallic and ionic radii increase down the group. The melting points and boiling points are dropped down the group. No exceptions. The density of potassium, if you observe, is lower than that of sodium and lower than that of rubidium. That is important NEET question and IIT mains question. Now, the most important thing I want to discuss today is standard potential. First point, the standard potential is something which we talk a little later. If the standard potential value is negative, more readily it loses electrons. So lithium metal most readily loses electron than potassium. And of course, after lithium metal, the fellow who most readily loses electron appears to be rubidium. The fellow who loses electrons is called a good reducing agent. So which is the best reducing agent in aqueous solution means lithium, followed by rubidium, followed by cesium, followed by potassium, and sodium is the weak reducing agent in this family. Sodium is also good reducing agent, but in this family it is weak. Now, what is the standard potential? I want to talk on this subject. Okay. Standard reduction potential. It is represented by E0. Actually, it is a measure for any positive ion to gain electron to become ion. It need not be a positive ion. It can be a neutral atom which has a tendency to gain electron. The ability to gain electron is called the reduction potential, Mn plus to become M. The ability of any species to gain electron, whether it has a positive charge or whether it has no charge, is called a reduction potential. The 0 on the top is indicating standard condition of 298 K temperature and 1 atmosphere pressure. And also the M plus ions are taken 1 mole in 1 liter. So now let us see what is E0 Mn plus by Mn. If you take Na plus, you forced sodium to lose electron to give Na plus. Nobody likes to lose anything. Do you want to lose anything? Will you be happy if you lose anything? Suppose you lost 100 rupees note. You will be very unhappy. You want to search and get back your 100 rupees. Suppose you lost your pen or pencil or book, or you lost your girlfriend. You try to get back your girlfriend at any cost. You will be very unhappy if your girlfriend became girlfriend to your friend. That is much more painful. So everybody tries to get back what they lost. How much ability this Na plus has to gain its electron? Some people, they did not lose anything, but they want to gain something. The fluorine wants to gain extra electron. Somebody lost his wife and somebody wants to get back his wife. A reasonable thing, we agree. But somebody did not lose his wife, but he wants to get neighbor's wife. Oh, a crazy idea. But people have tendency to gain, whether they lost or whether they have not lost. This ability of a fellow to gain the electron is measured as a reduction potential. Whenever you are measuring any quality to gain, always you try to compare. Notice, losing anything is painful. Somebody lost a good rank. In NEET exam, somebody got a very bad rank. Then that somebody will be very unhappy because he lost it. This pain is very serious if the Close friend of somebody gets a good rank and this fellow is not getting. Oh. Because somebody lost, somebody wants to get it back. Very good. This ability to get back is always compared. Comparison creates a big problem, but always we compare. We compare the ability of H plus to gain electrons. We take it as a standard ability. We call it as a SHE, standard hydrogen electrode. The ability of hydrogen to gain electron, the potential of hydrogen to gain electron is taken as E0H plus by H2 is taken as 0. When compared with hydrogen electrode potential, what is the potential this sodium has? What is the potential this chlorine has? What is the potential this copper plus 2 has? The ability of a fellow to gain electrons when compared with H plus is called as standard electrode potential and represented by Mn plus by N. The standard reduction potential is always compared with a SHE. What is a SHE? Standard hydrogen electrode potential. Standard hydrogen electrode potential is taken as 0. Now, if you look at the electrode potential of sodium, the textbook says its value is minus 2.7 volts. The negative value indicates its ability to take electron when compared with hydrogen, 0, is less. It means if there is a competition between Na plus and H plus to gain electron, who will win? Who will win, sir? Hydrogen will win. Why hydrogen wins to gain electrons? Because hydrogen electrode potential is more than the electrode potential of sodium. So electrode potentials provide you a means to measure the ability of a fellow to gain electron. All the fellows who have negative electrode potentials, they don't have ability to gain. Instead, their atoms have tendency to lose electrons. For example, you take any metal and put acid. Acid is anything that can give H plus. Because the H plus has more ability to gain electron, its electrode potential is 0. The electrode potential of sodium plus is minus 2.7 volts. No need to rejoin. Please, we are concluding. The sodium has a tendency to lose electrons because its electrode potential is negative. It loses electrons to become Na plus and hydrogen becomes H2. All the metals whose ions have negative electrode potentials, they can lose electrons to H plus in acidic solutions to give hydrogen gas. For example, if I have copper no need to rejoin. We will continue tomorrow. Copper electrode potential is plus 0.34 volts. It is positive. It means copper electrode potential is more than the electrode potential of hydrogen. So can this reaction happen? Can this reaction happen? Can this reaction happen? Can it happen? Can copper lose electrons to H plus? Means no. Copper is not going to lose electrons to H plus because copper electrode potential is more than the electrode potential of hydrogen. So all the fellows which have negative electrode potential can react with acids and H plus ions to give hydrogen gas. All alkali earth metals have negative electrode potentials. These fellows can react with acids to give hydrogen gas. Copper cannot release hydrogen gas with acids. This question appeared in 2020 NEET exam. Which of the following cannot give hydrogen gas on reacting with acid? Sodium, potassium, magnesium, copper. Answer is copper. Are we very clear? Thank you for understanding this idea. You read up to this point, tomorrow we continue. We are closing the meeting. We will be meeting again tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.